For so long, we've all been sold this idea that abundance is something out there, like it's a goal you have to chase, a certain number in your bank account, right? But what if that whole way of thinking is just completely off?
I mean, what if it's not some destination you finally get to, but it's actually a state of being, something you can tap into right now? That just completely reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? It shifts everything from doing more to being more.
And this quote from Lisa Nichols, abundance is not a destination, it's an identity. Man, that's our whole starting point right there. The idea that it's an identity. That changes everything. It means that what shows up in your life is basically a mirror, reflecting who you believe you are deep, deep down.
Okay, so let's dive into that first layer, shall we? How does our identity, our self-concept, actually create the reality we see around us every single day?
Okay, take a look at this. What's so wild is how sneaky these identities are. That scarcity identity, it loves to disguise itself in phrases that sound super reasonable, right? Like, oh, I'm just being realistic. But what's really going on there? It's an agreement you're making with yourself to expect less. The abundance identity, though, that's totally different. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about being aligned, consistent, and honoring your values.
And James Clear just hits the nail on the head here. He says, people don't rise to their goals, they fall to their identity. Wow, think about that. You can set all the goals you want, but your actions, your behaviors, they're always going to fall back to who you believe you are. If you secretly believe you're the kind of person who struggles, guess what? You'll find ways to struggle. It's like you're looking for proof, even without realizing it.
So how do you even know you're making that shift? Well, it's a feeling. The frantic, anxious chase, it just stops. You're no longer asking, what's the safest thing to do? Instead, you start asking, what's the most aligned thing to do? Patience starts to take over from that constant urgency, and there's this calm that settles in, even when you have no idea what's coming next.
Okay, so deciding to adopt an abundance identity sounds awesome, right? It's a great idea. But here's the thing, our conscious mind, that's only half the battle. We've got to go deeper. We have to talk about our biology.
But what if your body has other plans? Seriously, what happens when your mind is all in on growth and success and love, but your body, your nervous system, is actually conditioned for struggle? This is where that sneaky self-sabotage kicks in. You get that amazing opportunity, and then, poof, you find a way to push it away without even knowing why.
And this insight from Gabor Mate is so important. He says sabotage is rarely conscious. It's your nervous system trying to protect an old sense of belonging. So listen, it's not you, it's not a personal failure. Your body is literally trying to keep you safe. If struggle was the normal, familiar feeling growing up, then sudden success can feel really, really threatening, and your body just slams on the brakes.
Let's walk through how this actually happens. It's a pretty simple process, really. First, you have an experience, some past struggle, some moment of lack. Then, your brain, which is basically a prediction machine, starts to expect more of the same. So what does it do? It prepares your body for survival. You know, that fight or flight stress response. And if this happens enough, that familiar feeling of struggle starts to feel safe. It's crazy, but scarcity literally becomes a habit wired into your body.
This leads us to a really key idea: capacity. See, it's not just about attracting good things into your life. It's about having the nervous system capacity to actually hold it, to sustain it. It's about expanding your ability to handle more success, more love, more joy, without totally freaking out and running back to what you know.
So where does all this come together? How do we build this new identity and this new capacity? Well, it's not in the big, dramatic, life-changing moments. It's forged in the small, tiny, unseen things we do every single day. All right, this is a moment for some real talk with yourself. Look at this. We all have great intentions, right? We say, I value my time, but then we're trading our hours for just a little bit of short-term relief. Or we say, I want to grow, but then we hang out with people who just normalize struggle all the time. That gap, that space between what we say we want and what we actually do, that's exactly where scarcity thrives.
Think of your daily life as an unconscious rehearsal. Every little thing you do is practice for who you're becoming. Those casual jokes about being broke or bad with money, your body's listening. It's taking those as instructions. The environment you're in, the people you talk to, they're constantly sending you signals about what's possible. And even something as small as setting a boundary, that's a huge practice of abundance. It's you telling yourself, my energy is valuable and worth protecting.
And James Clear comes in again with this gem, environment beats motivation.
You just can't willpower your way through a bad environment. It's a losing battle. If everything around you is screaming scarcity, you're going to have a hard time feeling abundant. So, what's the simplest way to change your identity? Change what's easy to do. Change your environment.
Okay, so we've talked about identity, we've talked about biology, and we've talked about your daily practices. This all leads us to the final and honestly the most powerful piece of this whole puzzle, making the choice to live this way. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now.
So, I have to ask, what are you waiting for? It's kind of an uncomfortable question, I know, but it's so important. We're always putting off living an abundant life. We tell ourselves we'll finally feel it when I get that promotion, when I meet someone, when the kids are older. But why? Why are we always waiting?
Because the cost of waiting is everything. As Eckhart Tolle says, the cost is life itself. This present moment is never coming back. Waiting is just a trick your mind plays to keep you out of the only place life ever really happens, right here, right now.
And this is the trap, isn't it? We think some big achievement is the key, but Tony Robbins puts it perfectly. If you don't train yourself to feel abundant now, no milestone will fix that. If you can't practice feeling abundant with what you have today, I promise you, no amount of money or success is going to magically flip that switch for you later.
And then Oprah takes it even bigger. She connects our personal choice to a ripple effect. When you delay your own abundance, your own joy, your own presence, you're not just cheating yourself. You are literally withholding your gifts from the world. And believe me, the world feels that absence.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Abundance isn't something you earn later. It is something you practice now. It's in the way you talk to yourself, the way you guard your energy, and the way you look for things to be grateful for in this exact moment.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. If you really, truly believed that abundance was an identity you could just decide to step into right now, what's one small thing you would do differently today? What choice would you make, not from a place of fear or lack, but from a place of knowing you already are enough? Really, think about it.